Yes.
So, sir,
Very good evening, all of you. Respected Chairperson Ketan Sayya sir, uh, my co-chairman and treasurer of WIRC, CA Dr. Fenil Shah, today's faculty speaker, Mr. Gopinath, who is representing Zoho today, and all the members, those who have joined virtually. A very warm good evening to all of you. We will start the session with our ICI motto song. So I request technical team to please play.
य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तदेव शुक्रदब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शितः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता.
Yes, thank you, technical team, for the support. Good evening, all the distinguished members. We heartily welcome you to this webinar. It's one of the dream project of our chairman, sir, to have such kind of sessions, which will help and inculcate a lot of avenues for professional chartered accountants to increase their practice. So today we have Zoho with us. Friends, we are aware that all the practicing chartered accountants are busy in tax audit season, and a lot of developments are happening. But as chairman of this AI committee, it is important that we have such kind of sessions. As our institute is also leading the Global Capability Centers initiative, I think so. Such softwares like Zoho and other softwares which will help our chartered accountants to grow their practice, to find new avenues. It is really important to have the like knowledge from learned faculties like Mr. Gopinath is here. So at the outset, I welcome you to this session. We will be listening to our chairman, sir. I'll request chairman, sir, to please throw light on our the regional conference, which is happening on 19th and 20th of December. And any other update if you have to share with the members in regards with the WRC activities. So I request Chairman Sir to please take over the charge of the session.
Thank you so much, Abhishek Bhai, the learned speaker for the evening, Gopinath ji, our own treasurer and vice chairman of the AI committee, CA Dr. Fenil Shah from Ahmedabad. I think it's a fantastic moment. We were having this discussion that what all softwares are available in market, be it any kind of software which are available, we will one by one keep their sessions so that the members get an idea that be it accounting, be it tax, be it TDS, be it any other support software for of practitioners, we will keep their sessions. So today we are beginning with Zoho, and this will go on for first 5 days, and we will soon launch the next 5 days series also, wherein there will be a different kind of software. In this, first we are covering Zoho, then there is a software called Suvet, then there is a software called Fair Value, where the valuation is automated. So these 5 sessions of these week we are starting today, and my heartiest congratulations to AI committee for doing a fantastic job. Coming about regional conference, which rightly told by Abhishek Bhai is the flagship event. We have, fantastic speaker. For example, in income tax, we have Girish Ahuja. We have for capital market, we have Ramdev Agarwal. various past presidents are our speakers, beginning with Kamlesh Vikamsi sir, the Manoj Fadnis sir. There are n number of such speakers which are lined up. Soon we will announce speaker in today or tomorrow. We will announce the speakers and the detailed topic which they are going to deliberate in this regional conference. The overall cost of conference is almost 10,000 rupees, but as of now at early bird price of 4,500 rupees, the same is launched. So requesting members to take advantage of that. Soon we are about to increase this price of early bird because of this busyness of the members and the request which we had received. We have not closed the early bird. So till the time early bird is there, please take advantage of that and kindly book the your conference at 4,500 rupees. Apart from this, Abhishek Bhai rightly mentioned about the extension. We at Western India Regional Council, we have rolled out one Google form when ITR season was on, and a similar Google form today we have rolled out for tax audit, wherein if any member is facing any difficulties, they can fill up the Google form. We will take up these queries with the Direct Tax Committee and request Direct Tax Committee to take it forward to CBDT, FinMin, the queries and the request which we have already made in the last regional council meeting held virtually. We had represented on 4 grounds. One was extension of the date in MEF, which ICI has accepted and increased the date of MEF from 27 to 10th. Second was increase in the voluntary usage of the non-corporate entity guidance note, which we had requested. So rightly, they have made it voluntary as of today instead of compulsory, and probably for a year it is going to be voluntary. So implementation of non-corporate entities guidance note, which was again taking a lot of time and members were giving constant feedback. Can we try and defer it for a year? And based on the request of members, we have deferred it for a year. Third was we have requested for extension of time in payment of membership fees from 30th September to 31st October. That request is pending, being there in regulation. It may take time. That is one more request which we have made to ICI. Apart from our request about extension of tax audit date and extension of date for the application for the trust registration, which is also 30th September. These two requests we have made to the Direct Tax Committee and requested them to onward represent. However, we are positive, and based on the information which we are receiving, probably in a day or two you will see one extension coming on the date of tax audit. Let's hope and pray for that.
12 AB date also, sir, we have requested.
Yeah, 12 AB also we have requested. That is trust registration and renewal. That also we have requested. So let's hope and pray soon it comes, because if it comes on the last day, it has no meaning. And that's what we have represented to government, that looking at the current situation, immediately the extension should be given. With this opening remark, once again, I welcome Gopinath ji, who is going to cover today about the Zoho book. And as rightly told by Abhishek bhai, this is one area of opportunities where if we learn about the different softwares, the securities available in those softwares, I think India is poising, as government is saying that India needs to be accounting capital. And for becoming accounting capital, we need to understand various software which are there in the market and where we can learn and get the work of overseas client using this software and demonstrate them what kind of cyber securities features are there, how it is easier, how the data can be picked up automatically from bank statement to the accounting software. There are various tools available. So one by one, we will be demonstrating all the tools available in the market. And my heartiest congratulations to the committee for wonderfully designing these sessions. Thank you so much. Over to you, Abhishek bhai.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for your elaborate and very interactive message to the members. Yes, so we will now, I'll request CA Dr. Fenil Shah for introducing our today's speaker. And also, if you could just share your views also, Fenil, regarding the session, please.
Thank you, Abhishek bhai. Uh, the speaker for the evening, Mr. Gopinath ji, is starting this particular series under the vision of our visionary chairman, CA Ketan Sayya sir. and also the chairman of the AI committee, and a dynamic person, C. Abhishek Damneji, and all the audience who are present here. And I can say that your presence in this particular session in itself shows that, yes, apart from your legal compliances with which we all are burdened, still you have that curiosity to learn something new. So with this words, I'll not take much of the time because we want to hear to uh, Gopinath ji on this particular Zoho books, right? But I can say that in AI committee, soon we are going to come up with various other virtual and physical initiatives, which will make all the members of WRC in India much more equipped so that the compliances does not become burden on them and they can have a proper work-life balance. With this, I take a pleasure to introduce the first speaker for the virtual session, Mr. Gopinath GM. Gopinath ji is a dedicated Zoho Books trainer, and one of the very good thing is Gopinath ji combines the deep knowledge about the Zoho and accounting with a true passion for teaching. And he is well known for his enthusiasm, creativity, and passion, which we all are going to experience today. And he excels in helping others also to enhance their skills. And one of, as I told you about the work-life balance, so that is also reflecting from his profile also, because apart from his professional skills, Gopinath ji stays active through cycling, running, and traveling. And one of the very peculiar and important need of an hour, which is of networking. So he enjoys meeting new people and exploring diverse perspectives. So I think so a very right blend of a persona, Mr. Gopinath ji. So I would request you all to join the hands in welcoming Gopinath ji. And thank you, Gopinath ji, for being here to start this particular series. And yes, over to Abhishek Bhai.
Yes, thank you, Fenil Bhai. I request Gopinath ji to please start the session, and all stages yours, sir.
Thank you, sir. So thank you, CA Ketan Sai sir, Fenil Shah sir, and Abhishek sir for introducing the committee and me to the training session. So here I do start the training now. So I'll just quickly share my screen once again. I would like to get a confirmation from your end. Is it visible to you all?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you all. So let's welcome once again for this wonderful training session where we are going to learn about the finance suite of Zoho products. So first of all, I would like to say where we are and who we are. And Zoho is a global technology company which is founded in the 1996 by Sridhar Vembu and his friends. And we are a Zoho corporation which is headquartered in Chennai, which is in Tamil Nadu. And our tagline is made in India, made for the world, where we do provide various solutions to the business needs. And all the solutions provides wonderful applications for the businesses. So we started in the year of 1996 and we are almost 29 plus years in the business. And we do serve various businesses and the application counts, which is almost reaching 55 plus products. And we are serving 150 plus countries. Our users are more than 130 million users in the world. And our employee count has already reached 18 plus K. And you may ask why the Zoho is providing this much technology and what is the main source here is like we are a unified vendor for any business and we are providing an ecosystem to run any sort of business applications here. Say, for example, maintaining a client in a CRM and running his data in books. It is going to be very much easier when you are going to approach Zoho. So that is why we will never say it is a software company, it is a technology company. And here comes into the Zoho books. And before introducing about the Zoho books, the Zoho finance suite of products, which are Zoho Invoice, Zoho Books, Zoho Practice, Inventory, Commerce, Expense, Payroll, and Billing. So Zoho Invoice is where we can create a invoices for any sort of businesses, and which is a simple application just to create your invoices and track your invoices in a shortest way. And it is a no cost application. Once a Zoho Books involved, it is complete your accounting solution. In this Zoho Books, what are all the features and how we can operate in the Zoho Books? It is what we are going to learn in this session throughout. And I'll try to explain you everything in a detailed manner with a short span of time. And the Zoho practice is where your practice becomes automated. You can manage your clients and their data and their records, and you can create your invoices in the practices, and you can add the task to your subordinates in the practices. And inventory, where the inventory of the business can be managed, and they can find out what are all the estimates, and they can just run their stock management tools in this inventory itself. They can easily find out where their stocks in the inventory, and the reports can be generated easily. Additionally, there are so many integrations which we can do in the inventory. So which will be discussed in the future sessions. And about commerce, we can develop a beautiful website for whatever the business needs, where you want to reach out to the online commerce platform. So the commerce is going to be the one platform solution for you to create your beautiful and extraordinary website. And expense is the application where you can maintain all your business expenses, and you can make ease of your reimbursement policy with all the automation services which is available in the expense. You can easily raise a trip, and you can record, or you can create your trips. In the trips, what are all the tickets you wanted to book, either it is a flight, train, or even buses. And even hotel bookings can be handled in the expense using a Make My Trip, which is an extension. We have My Biz account. Using that, you can just handle all your travel needs. With that, additionally, we can record all the expense with a simple snap of shots. We just need to take a snap, and we just need to upload it in the expense application. Using a OCR and AI ML, it will try to fetch all the details in your bill, and it will create expense automatically on behalf of you. So in such a way, it is getting automated. And in the payroll, for all the industries, they can run the payroll in a single day with a simple setup. That is more than enough for anyone to run their payroll. And billing is where any business which is run in a subscription model, their one-point solution is going to be the billing. So with all these things, let me introduce the Zoho Books to you, which ensures end-to-end compliance. And we have serving more than 16 editions, which are all Canada, USA, Mexico, UK, Germany, India, Kenya, Singapore, and all the other Gulf countries and Australia. And we are exploring other country editions also. Soon you will be able to see other editions in the pipeline. So what is going to be the edition here? Well, lot of differences in the taxes and compliances when it comes to a country to other countries. So no need to worry about the taxes and compliances when you are going to work on the Zoho Books. It will try to find what country you are in. Once you selected India as your country, GST will automatically get configured in your Zoho Books, and the reports will be generated based on the Indian norms, whatever the reports which is required in Zoho Books. Additionally, all the basic setup which can automated based on your country name alone. Meanwhile, if I select USA, it will be selecting the currency as US dollars, and the sales taxes, whatever it is applicable to US, it will be configured, and the reports which is required in the country, it will be configured. Same way for all other editions. So we are serving to all the editions with a high quality products. That is why we have got a certificate and GDPR and HIPAA violence certificate and PCI and even AI CPA SOC. So with all these things, we are serving HMRC compliant And also we are GSP in India. So we are GST Suveda provider, and also we are e-invoicing provider. We can raise the e-way bill and e-invoicing within a fraction of second in the Zoho books. And whatever the reports you wanted to generate, which you can generate it in an easy way. And FTA approved solution and ZATCA approved e-invoicing provider, which is a Zoho books. Not only this, additionally, I would like to highlight, you can run your Zoho books in your regional languages. We do serve 17 plus regional languages in Zoho books here. So let me explain you everything one by one in a detailed way. So let me start with the features and the technologies which is inbuilt in the Zoho books. So Zoho books is an accounting solution. You can run your business anywhere in any device using a simple internet connection. That is more than enough for us to run the Zoho books. Just we need to connect it with the internet. If we know our username and password, we can just run our accounting wherever we are. We can just create our invoice and we can just see the reports and whether it is filed or not filed. And we can just run our balance sheet and also all the required reports for the business. We can just run it anywhere. So as professionals, even if your clients, maybe they are in other countries, you can just handle their business within India itself. You don't need to travel. If they just use the Zoho books, you can just need to be a user of that particular account. So if you are an accountant or a user, that is more than enough. You can just generate the reports and you can just file the taxes, whatever auditing we just need to do, you can just do. That is how powerful accounting platform our Zoho books is. And it is contextual integration, as I mentioned earlier. So for any business, it is more required that their sales and finance department need to be together and their data need to be transferred from one department to another department. Say, for example, if sales is happening in one department and finance is operating in a different department, if they don't know how the financials are handling, whether the customer is paying or not, it is going to leap down into tragedy, right? So contextual integration is what plays a major role in Zoho products. When a customer is created, all his transactions will be linked through the integration. Seamlessly, it will transfer the data from CRM to the Zoho books, to the expense and to inventory, to every module. And the connected banking technology, using this technology, we can connect our bank with the Zoho books. We can make payment in the Zoho books itself. We no need to log into the other platform or any banking solution platform. We can just make payment using our partner services. Along with this, we can share a simple link to collect the payment from the customers. Not only this, our banking reconciliation process is more simpler than ever in connected banking technology, which is in Zoho books. And the OCR AI and ML technology, which I've just explained you in the expense, we just need to take a snap of the bill and we just need to upload in the expense application. It will automatically scan and record the data as an expense. Then we can categorize and we can just proceed to the reimbursement also. And you can ask Zia. It is a inbuilt Zoho AI tool. So using the voice interface, you can command Zia and it will do your work completely. Well, there's the next one. It is automation. You can create various rules for your automation. And using the rule, you can just generate any reports and you can create the transactions. Even generated reports, you can share it to anybody through a mail. So those type of automations you can do. Even you can restrict a person to not create a transaction. If transaction is being created, you can get an intimation through a mail or in-app notification. Even sometime you can restrict the person and you can automatically change the transaction entries in the automation. So not the journals, it is limited to a certain point. So those things which we are going to discuss. And two important feature which I need to highlight is your GST. Since we are a GSP, it is a piece of cake for you to file your GST in the Zoho Books. We can see IMS dashboard in Zoho Books, and we can just file our GSTR 1, 2, 3, and also even GSTR 9, which is available in the Zoho Books itself. And with this, the final one is going to be a client portal. So it is always a hectic process for a business owners to share their customers' reports for every month. So it is going to be more easier here. Consider a customer, he's going to create a transactions most of the time. So per day is going to create 30 transaction. In the 30 transaction, even 300 transaction. In the 300 transaction, there will be a one vendor is going to provide 30 transaction per day, right? So it is a quite tedious process to dig down all these emails to find out that particular 30 transaction. With this simple client portal, if you share the link, the customer will be able to log into the portal. In the portal, the customer will be able to see the entire transaction, whatever he has created with a particular vendor. Maybe if your customer is there, he will be able to see all the transaction, whatever we have created for him, all the invoices and whatever the payment which we have recorded for him, everything in a read-only mode, he can just see all the transaction. And even he can connect with us through the client portal itself. So he no need to send a separate mail to approve any quotation or sales order. He can just simply approve it in the client portal itself. So all these things we are just going to see it in a live manner now from this moment. So welcome to Zoho Books training. So I'm Gopinath here going to start with this. So let us start with the URL. So this is going to be the URL where you have to log in. So with just simple books.zoho.in is going to lead you for a website where you are going to log in. So I'll just explain this, what is the URL going to be. So books is nothing but the product name which you are going to use. So for other products, the same pattern is going to follow. For expense, it is expense.zoho.in. For inventory, it is inventory.zoho.in. Same way like for CRM, crm.zoho.in. So whatever the product which you are going to use in Zoho, all the 55 products is going to follow the same URL. So by default, Zoho is going to be business name or else like company name or organization name. So Zoho is the platform which you are going to use. .in, it is a domain name. So .in is India's domain. And for US, it is books.zoho.us. And the same way for Arabian Emirates, United Arab Emirates, it is going to be books.zoho.ae. For Australia, it is books.zoho.au. Likewise, the domain name changes. If your client who's in United Kingdom, if he's in London, right, it is more easy for you to go to his server, right? So by just typing books.zoho.uk, you can log into his account using his username and password, right? So that is what more important. So once after entering this URL, we need to have a username and password. So let me show you quickly how to create your account with the Zoho Books. You need to just click on, once after entering this URL, you'll be landed to this page where you'll be entering, clicking on sign up or sign in. So Zoho is like more integrated to end users preference software. Like you can use the software if you like it, then you can just proceed with the subscriptions. So in such way, all the products in Zoho, which will provide you 14 days free trial per year. So this 14 day, you can extend it more than another 14 days also, which means 28 days, you can explore the product if you wish. If it is a good product, then you can proceed to the subscription. Now, after clicking the sign up, you'll be reaching to this particular page where we need to enter a company name, email address, mobile number, password, and country and the state. So by default, country and state will be selected as per your IP address, and you need to accept the terms and conditions and click on create my account. So here it is crucial and essential for you to verify your mobile number and email address. Once after it is verifying, you'll be receiving a OTP, and also email verification link will be shared to your email. So upon verifying alone, you can just share emails to your customers. So it is mandatory for you to verify your email address. So after verifying these details, you'll be landed to this page where you can just enter your industry and your state, and you can just click on get started. So this is how your Zoho Books will looks like. In a dashboard, you'll be getting a complete So I hope my screen is sharing. I'll just quickly get a confirmation from your end. So hello everyone, participants. Can I get a quick confirmation? Is my screen is visible to you all?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for your verification and confirmation. So this is how your Zoho Books will looks like. Once after you enter into the Zoho Books, you'll be able to see the complete dashboard where your total receivables and payables will be available. And what is your current receivable and overdue, you could see it. And in overdue, you can just drill down at like 1 to 15 days, 16 to 30, and 31 to 45, and above 45 days. So this is how your data will looks like. And not only this, you can find out how your cash flow is operating in the business. And these reports will be visible to all the Zoho Books end users, and how the income and expenses is going to operate, and how the expenses is handled, like what are all the top expenses which is handled in this particular account, and the projects, if you wanted to watch it in a watch list, right? So every project will be visible here if you want to keep it as a watch list. And if you want to maintain any ledgers and you wanted to know how it is going to work, like you can just add it to a watch list. All these watch list accounts will be available here. So this is how your account list will be available, and also you can find out what is the current running bank balance and your petty cash values available in your Zoho Books itself. So this is how your dashboard will looks like. So whatever the major changes you wanted to do in your Zoho Books, everything which is available in settings. So here in settings page, you will be able to see organization settings. In profile, you'll be able to edit your logo and organization name, your address. Along with this, if you want to change your language, you'll be able to change it over here. Most of the regional languages are available. Still, we are working with the other languages also. And if you wish to add any additional fields, like if it is a restaurant business, there will be FSSAI license, and if it is an industry, there will be having a chemical license and drug license, and also fire and safety license, right? So all the license, they can add it as additional fields. And if anybody wants to add, like see it in invoices, they can just change a few simple modifications in their templates, and they can just view it. So this is how organization creation and their updation will work. So once after the organization created, the next step is going to be like the settings of their taxes. Again, in tax settings, you'll be able to see a taxes. So GST settings, by default, it'll get turned off. Once you enable it, you may need to enter what is the GST number. So upon entering the GST number, by default, your GST names will get verified, and business name and legal name will be available here. And in clicking on get taxpayer details, you'll be able to verify the taxpayer details also. Whether have we entered the right tax number, the GST number, and your return details also, we can just verify it here. So this is how we'll be able to do it. And in tax rates, by default, all the tax rates which will be created here. So we don't need to create any tax rates. So the recent changes also will get included here. So with this, right, we'll be able to see 0% tax rate and 5%, 12%, 18%, 40%, even 28%, whatever it is available right now, right? We can just see it. So as it is, a modification is a concern, whenever anything is modified from the government, and if there is any amendment passed, immediately we will get a notification here what all the changes has happened to the tax rates. So we can just view the details and we can update it from our end itself also. Either we can create it automatically, or else if you would like to create any tax rates, especially there are specific businesses, they'll be operating a new tax rates, right? Like special tax rates. Maybe it is a gold. They can create their own tax rates. So as per their norms, they can create their tax rate, and what is the tax type, they can just associate it and they can create the tax rates. So upon this, if there is any tax exemptions, they can just add the tax exemption reason here, and is it associated to the customers or items, they can select it and they can just proceed it over here. And what is their default tax preferences? If the business is operating for any particular sector and their most of the products is related to one rate, then they can just associate what is the default preference which is required. If it is not, they can just leave it out. If it is required, they can just proceed it here. This is how the tax ratings will work here. So upon completion of this, we'll just move to the users enroll. Say you're operating in India and your client is in abroad and he want to invite you into the Zoho box, right? So in this case, you can just guide him. He simply where he need to click on settings. In settings, you'll be able to see roles and users. In roles, what are all the restrictions which needs to be provided and what all the access needs to be provided for the user. They can create the specific roles here. Like I'll just show you. Upon clicking a role, you can click on new role. And is this particular role, I'm just going to dedicate it for accountant or it is for a user. So if it is for accountant, it is separately managed as an accountant. So what type of accountant? And for him, what are all the access and what are all the restrictions I need to provide? I can just simply provide it. So with this, he'll be able to see customers who are all available in the business. If the particular role, he no need to see in the sense, we can just remove the access, which means he'll not have the particular module itself, customer module itself, he'll not be able to see. Same way, vendor module itself, he'll not be see. But he'll be able to see items and banking. He can do the reconciliation and he can create any transactions. And also he can view or edit it also. So this is how the restrictions we are going to provide for the role, particular role. And is the particular role is going to be an accountant or is it going to be a normal user in the particular organization? Maybe any organization may have accounts executive in their business itself, right? So we can create the role name as a accounts executive also. So after just providing all these details, like what are all the restrictions and what are the access we need to provide, we can just enable the access here. So here you could see settings, I've just removed it, right? Which means the settings icon itself, we will not be able to see. And we do have a reports as a separate modules here. So for each and every report, we can just provide the access. Either he can view the report or he can export it or he can schedule it or he can share it. So in such a way, we can provide the access to any user in the business. There is no restriction in creation of your role. You can create a role and you can just assign it to your user. So once after creating your role, you have to just need to save it. So once after saving this role here, your roles will be listed out in the roles itself. Here you could see accounts executive is already created. So it is available accounts access to all accountant module, right? So now let us invite the user into the Zoho books. So we created a role and we have just provided a limited access to the person. Now we are going to invite him into the Zoho books. So upon clicking user, we just need to enter we need to invite the user and we need to enter his mail ID and what is the role we are going to provide. That's it. It is a simple process here. Upon providing this details, he'll be receiving an email. Like I'll just show you here. When you click on invite user. So just a minute. I'll delete one user and I'll invite him. So I'll invite a user where I need to provide a name. So yes, let us make it as Pradeep again, and the mail address is Pradeep 134523 @ gmail.com. And here I'm going to determine what is the role for him. So either he is going to be a accounts executive with the limited access, or he is a manager with all the access, or he is the admin. So he don't have any restriction in Zoho Books. So upon just providing admin access, when you click on send invite, invitation will be shared to the concerned user. And once he accepts, he'll be invited into this particular Zoho Books, and he can just do any sort of entries as per the restrictions which we have provided. So this is how we'll be inviting a user. I hope up to this it is clear. So whenever you click on close settings, you'll be reached to this homepage. So up to this it is clear. If there is any questions, I'm open to the questions at the end of the session. If you have any questions, please post your questions in the questions tab. I'll be answering to your questions at the end of this session, maybe after 6:45. So I guess everyone, we got a better understanding how we can be invited into others' organization as an accountant or as a user. Right. Once after you have been invited into any account, right? So the very first thing you'll be just searching for the reports and the specific module which is determined for the accountant. So it is an accountant module. So in accountant module, we'll be having a various options, which are you can post a manual journals, a recurring journal, which you can automate any journal entry to post it automatically. And bulk update feature is available where if there is any wrong entries in posted in any particular ledger, you can just fetch all the entries and you can update it to a other account. And currency adjustment feature to maintain the receivables as per the date. And the chart of accounts. This is what the main for every one of us, right? It is a ledger. So in chart of accounts, you'll be able to create any chart, any account or any ledgers we say. So this is where the chart of accounts plays a major role. So all the chart of accounts will be available here. So since Zoho Books is ready to use for any business, we do have 45 plus chart of accounts, which is available already. But still, any user or any business, each and every business is unique in the industry, right? So if they want to run their business in a unique way, they'll be having a lot of questions and they'll be having a lot of ledgers need to utilize in the business, right? So they can just create their own chart of accounts here. Upon clicking new, so what is going to be the account type? They can just decide it over here. So either it is a liability or asset or income or equity or expense. They can just decide it over here and they can just mention the account name. Let me consider the account name is transport expenses. And here I'll save it. If you want to just have account code for this particular expense, you can just create any account code. So I'll make it as 0000222, right? So this is to highlight where is our account, which we have created now. Yes, here it is. The transport expense we have created. Again, in transport expense, I would like to add few logistics. What are all the transports where I have tied up, where I'm just supplying the products through those transports, right? So I can just create groups under transport expense, which is, we call it as sub accounts in Zoho Books. When you click on new, you can just select the same account type again so that you will be able to create a sub account under any account. So I'll make it as Saraswati Logistics. Is going to be one transport which I'm just working with. So I make it as sub account. Using this, you can create various layers of sub accounts, right? So you can create a maximum of 5 sub layers. So under which account I need to map this? So Saraswati Logistics, I need to map it under transport expense. So then I'll make it as transport expense here. So which I have created will be available here. And I'll click on save, where you'll be able to see Saraswati Logistics is mapped under transport expense. Likewise, you can map multiple expense under transport expense. Even under Saraswati, you can map 3 more different layers. So I'll just create one more expense under this. So I'll make it as SRM transport this time. So I'll make it again same account type as expense, and it is a SRM transport. And I'll make it as sub account, and the parent account is going to be transport expenses, which we have created now. And here we go. So whenever I create any entry, obviously it will post one entry in SRM, and also it will be saved under transport expense also. This is how you can just bifurcate your expenses like ledgers, and also all the ledgers you can group it. So the chart of accounts which we have created now, and by default, so many chart of accounts are available. So if any questions, I do answer to your questions, surely. I'll just handle all your questions in meantime. Just give me few minutes, okay? So now, in order to add multiple chart of accounts in a few click of buttons, you don't need to work on all the chart of accounts one by one. You can click on import a chart of accounts. This is the function where you can import all the data which is already available with you. So it may be a CSV file or XLS file. When you click on import chart of accounts, you'll be able to see what are all the allowed file format. So which are CSV, TSV, and XLS. So using this CSV file, right? If you have the data, you can just directly import it into the Zoho Books. But you may have one question, whether the data, what we have is okay, or is it fine for us to import it into Zoho Books? Yes, there is file format. You can find the file format available here. Upon just clicking the sample file, file will get downloaded, and you can just edit your data, and you can just re-upload it in the Zoho Books. Here, this is how the file format. First, we need to have account name and account code and the description, account type, parent account number, currency, opening balance, and debit or credit. So now, the next question may arise is it mandatory to fill all the details? Not at all mandatory. We just need to know what is a mandatory field while creating a chart of account. Only two field. One is account type and the other one is account name. So account type, it needs to be same. Say for example, fixed asset, right? So fixed F is caps and A is caps. Zoho Books is a case sensitive. So we need to add the letters, the characters same as it is available in your Zoho Books. Then only you will be able to import the data. And account name is mandatory. You need to provide any account name. Then only you can import it. Otherwise, you won't be able to import your data into the Zoho Books. And now the next one, all the remaining data, which is in black color, is it important? No, not at all needed. Account code, create item as fixed asset, and description, auto generation code. None of this is mandatory. You can just simply save your account. Just I'll show you here. So I'll just make it as other current asset. I'll make it as okay. I'll make it anything. If we just provide, if we don't provide any account name, we won't be able to save it. If it is cash, I'll just make it as petty cash. 2. Yes, here we can just easily create and save it. So petty cash 2 will be available under account type cash. So I hope it is clear how to create the chart of account, how to import it also into the Zoho Books. Now let us quickly move to the next one, which is how to add your items and customers and vendors. Like we commonly call it as debtors and creditors. And the products, whenever we want to add any product, you can just click on new. What is the item? And either it is a goods or service type, or what is the SKU unit, and what is the unit, and what is the HSN code and tax preference, everything we can just provide. and the selling information. What is the price and what is the purchase information? If we need to track an inventory, we can just track the inventory also. So for all these things, we can just enable every settings in our settings itself, a settings page itself. And even if we want to add images, we will be able to add it. If we don't know what is the HSN code for a similar product or a special product, right? We can just search the HSN code also in this. So if I just search for a meals, what are all the HSN code which is related to meals will be available. So what is needed for us right now, we can just select it, which will get selected automatically here. So this is how we'll be creating an item. And if it is a service, same way, what is the name and what is the SKU and what is the unit? Like you'll be able to see SKU, unit, SAC is not a mandatory field, only the tax preference. If it is taxable, yes, we can go with what is the tax rates. If it is non-taxable, we should mention what is the reason why it is exempted from the tax. And also, is it what is the selling price and what is the purchase price? So if you want to track the item, it is mandatory that you need to include a purchase information. If it is not, you can just disable the purchase information so that you can, since it is a service, right? We'll be providing the service and you can just mention the price and you can say, this is how item will get created. So once after creating an item, you can just proceed with your sales or purchase in the Zoho box. Now, if you have already n number of items with you, is it mandatory to create one by one? No need. Here also we have import functionality, not only in chart of accounts. In items module, when you click on three-dotted icon, yes, import items option is available there. You can just download the sample file. As per the sample file, you can just align your data and you can choose the file again into the Zoho box. It will get imported into the Zoho box easily. Now, is it all done? Yes. Let us move to the next one, which is the customers. So here, whenever we add a client's customer data, we need to verify either they have provided a GST number. Is it right or wrong? We don't need to worry about it right now. Just upon clicking new, we have pre-fill option. Upon just entering the pre-fill option, it is more than enough for us to get the customer details completely. So I would like to have any GST number, any rough GST number which is active or inactive from the participant set. So I'll just show you how it will work. If not, I'll get it from the internet also. So before that, I just need to have it from your end. So you can just answer it in a chat. If you have any GST number, you can just post it. I'll just apply the same GST number here and I'll show you how it will work like. So to make this session error free and also I just want it like more effective. So I'll just, due to the internet consumption, I'll just turn off my camera. Okay. So let me take one random GST number from the internet and I'll show you how it is going to fetch the data from the GST portal. It is not going to fetch the data from internet. It is going, since it is a GSP, we'll be able to fetch data from GST portal itself. And even we can verify the data also. So here I'll enter the GST number of one shop, which I know preferably. Which is 33 AASC. When I click on fetch, okay, just a minute, I'll check. Yes. Okay. Upon clicking fetch here, it will fetch the data from the internet and it is from the GST portal and it will show list of addresses which is registered with the GST portal, right? So all the addresses will be available here. So where we are going to create our customer. So which is the supply address, right? We can just click on pre-fill details, customer name, display name, GST treatment and GST number, everything just get fetched here, right? And the address also will get fetched. If you would like to copy the billing address, you can just fetch it over here. And everything which is got fetched, when you want to verify the taxpayer details. You can click on get taxpayer detail. Here, this is how the customer data can be verified. And also upon clicking view return details, either they have filed the transactions and filed their GSTN on which date, along with the GS acknowledgement number, they can fetch the data. So this is how you can simply create your customer. Same way you can create your vendor also. The vendor is just a contact to us, right? So you can just click on new and you can click on pre-fill details to create your vendor or customer. And there is other way, like just providing all the basic informations here and address here. And we do have contact persons, where in the contact person will be providing all the basic details which is required for a contact person. And a reporting tax, if you want to run if you may ask how we need to handle our cost center here. So the only way is reporting tax. So using the reporting tax, we can just handle all the cost center in these objects. And we have remarks in this. Now, the difference between a customer vendor other than the transaction is there's a bank detail. So if you connect your bank with the Zoho books, you can make a payment from the Zoho books itself, right? In order to proceed with this, we need to add a bank account for your vendor in the Zoho books. So after adding your bank account, you can start making a payment to your vendor within the Zoho books. So this is the only one additional point you'll be having in vendors, which will not be available in your customers while creating your customer, right? So bank details will not be available in this section. Now, let us go to the next one. Let me create one customer and I'll show you how the customer will be created. Okay, so I'll just make it as fast, Gopi, and I'll provide my email address. Gopinath QS@gmail.com. And whatever it is, work phone or mobile phone, and GST treatment, either is a regular means obviously we need to provide the GST number, and is it a composition or unregistered or consumer. Let me consider it as a consumer. And the remaining details, if you want to map it, you can just map it. Now, if you wish to allow portal access to this customer, you have to enable it. So upon providing the access, a link will be shared to Gopinath through the mail, right? So where he'll be able to see the link available here. I'll just show you here, which we have already shared. Yes, here. This is how a link will get shared. In the portal, you can view your invoices, estimates, payment history, make payment via secure payment gateways, right? So this is how a link will share to the customer. Once after the link gets shared, he'll be able to view all these details, whatever you have mentioned, right? So upon just clicking the URL, he'll be able to see the codes here, whatever the codes which is created for him, and what are all the sales order which we have raised to him, and invoices, how many which is paid, how many is yet to pay. All the invoices he'll be able to see how many payments he have paid to us and which we have recorded in the Zoho books. Additionally, he'll be able to generate any sort of statement. Any sort of statement he'll be able to generate it. So after generating the statement, he can download it, or even if you want to print it, he can print it, right? So here, either for this month or this year or this previous month or previous year. So this is how customers can see. They don't need to disturb the business owners. From business owner's point of view, a business owner can find out how many transactions he have created to him, like how many invoices he have raised to the customer, how many payments he have recorded for this particular customer, how many he have paid it, and how many codes he have raised, and how many sales order he have raised. Everything he'll be able to see it here. And in statement also, he'll be able to find out for this month how much business he have done to this particular customer, or for this year, how much business he have done to this customer. And from this model itself, he can just navigate everything about the customer. Like if he want to create any transaction to the customer, from here itself, he'll be able to create. So that is how his Zoho books will work. And even if by clicking more options, you can just get on all the other options which is related to creation and addition of your customers. Right. Now, we understood how to create a customer and vendor, right? Once after creation of customer and vendor, if it is a new business, obviously we need to know what is the opening balance for the business. Either it could be an investment for the business, or if the business is already running in other solution, if they wanted to get into the Zoho books, they just need to get it ready before they start the transaction, right? So if it is a new business, obviously they'll be having certain investment. So we can just split it as a equity and the cash. So equity which they are going to invest in the bank, they can we can create a bank in Zoho books under banking module, or else even chart of accounts module. So under chart of accounts, when you click on new, what type of asset or like what of account it is. So it is a bank account. Let me make it as SBI. So SBI is what my account here. When I just click on save, account will get created. And the same way petty cash is already available. When you head to settings, under opening balances, you'll be able to find out. Upon clicking edit, you'll be able to find out the asset, like what are all the petty cash which is available here. Yes, here we have petty cash too. And also we have the bank account here. And who is the equity? Whose equity it is and who's the owner, right? We can just create it and we can make the entry as an opening balance as per the debit and credits, and we can just create our opening balance here itself. Or else, even if they want to proceed further, say they have already a business, they do have a business and they just want to migrate it with the Zoho books, then it is more easy for you. The steps are more simple and here it is clearly available. Just we need to generate the trial balance report once after running this, and we need to add all the banks, whatever it is associated with that particular business, along with their opening balances or closing balances, right? And the next one, they have to import all the customers and vendors and items along with their opening stocks, whatever it is available right now. So as per the trial balance, after we import, we just need to click on import opening balance here. So this will helpful for us to create all the entries and create all the balance sheet entries into the Zoho books at that point of time. You just need to choose the file. If you would like to have a sample file is available here, and it is mandatory and it is like more important. We just need to have an idea about the cases, uppercase and lowercase, which is available in the Zoho books. Since Zoho books is a case sensitive. If everything is fine, you can just import the file into the Zoho books. Then your opening balance will be readily available to start your business from this time. So here, creation of sales transactions and purchase transactions are more simpler for any business owners or for any person who's going to start with the Zoho books. So let us start with the quotes. I'll just quickly show you how to create a quote, and like maybe it may not be helpful for us. Like we are going to work on modules. So for that, I just show you how to create a simple transaction list. So just we need to add a customer name. The remaining details is not mandatory. And if we add an item here, based on the settings which we have done previously while creating a customer and item, automatically everything will get calculated here, and our customer will get a quotation of 1,26,000 when you click on save and send. So it will be emailed to the customer when you send it to the customer. So I'll just add the email address here. Upon clicking save and send, mail will get triggered immediately to the concerned mail ID. Upon creating any transaction, each and every transaction will get notified to the customers. So that is why it is more important for you to verify your email address while creating your account in the Zoho books. And the next one, if the quote is ready, if the customer is accepted, consider either you can just head to the quotes module in the customer portal, or we call it as client portal. Here you may have a button either to accept or decline. So if he accepts it here, immediately it gets accepted in the portal. Meanwhile, within a fraction of a second, you'll get a notification in the Zoho box, and also it will get accepted here. And maybe if the person is not quite interested to go with the client portal, and you just need to give the confirmation through call or mail alone. So then we do have the option, we can just click it as mark as accepted. So within a fraction of a second, it will get accepted here. Then we can proceed to the next one. Now, after accepted transaction, we can just click on convert, and either if we want to convert into a sales order or invoice, we can just proceed. So whenever a quote is created, no transaction or no affection, nothing will get affected in your inventory or in journal entry. But whenever you create a sales order, inventory will get affected. So all the items which is available in this particular code will be considered as a committed product whenever we raise a sales order. But when we raise a invoice, it will get considered as the product is sold out and it is not available in our industry right now. So when I create invoice here, same data which is available here, like you could see customer name and invoice date, everything is automatically fetched. We don't need to do anything here. We just need to sell the product to the customer and just convert into an invoice. Upon clicking save and send, he'll get an email notification and we can proceed. Or else you can just take a printout and submit it to the customer also. So it may take few minutes for you to post the journal entries here. You no need to worry about the journal entries in Zoho books anymore. No more. You just need to wait and see either is it posting entry automatically or not. Here, after inventory valuation, your entries will get posted into the Zoho books. So I hope things are clear. So with this, we'll take a short 2 minutes break. Let's have a water and then we'll continue. In 2 minutes, we'll continue back.
Hello, Gopi sir. Hello.
Yes, sir, I'm available here.
So,
No. Hello.
सर आपका कैमरा चालू करेंगे सर?
2 minutes water break, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So hello everyone. I hope everyone is back from the break. Before we continue, I would like to answer to all the questions. Gopinath, please also demonstrate about the integration of all products, if any. For example, whether an invoice is raised under invoice product will automatically generate an entry in Zoho books. Yes, correct. So whenever you create any entries in CRM, say for example CRM, it will be created in the Zoho books itself. So you don't need to create a separate entry in Zoho books. Even if you consider inventory, from inventory you are creating one invoice to the customer. So Zoho books, automatically the invoice will be connected with your Zoho books and journal entries will be posted here. The same invoice, you can see it in inventory or even in CRM, but journal entries will be available in Zoho books. This is what the difference. I hope Nilesh is clear. And how does an existing company or business start using Zoho by entering an opening trial balance and design? I hope your question is answered now. This is how we will be associating all the opening balance and importing your trial balance on the Zoho books. Can you create multiple alias for each ledger account or group? I hope that also I have explained it to you. If you still have questions, please let me know. Is there any inbuilt tool that will make it easy to map the ledgers heads in accordance with of accounts or required for ITR file separately? Is there any inbuilt tool that will make it easy to map ledger heads? I'll show you the reports here. So just to have a complete idea about the report, then if still you have questions, then we'll just discuss it. Okay. Is there a module for CA practitioners or on the lines of Tally Editor, which allows CAs to create and write accounts for these multiple clients? Does this module also allow CA to maintain books of accounts for Indian clients as well as clients in other countries where Zoho is offering this application? So it's a great question. So thank you for this question. Yes, so we have 15 plus editions, right? In all these 15 editions, you may need to have different mail IDs, because if you have registered an Indian server, right, you can have a multiple organizations in Indian server, but US edition server is different. So you need to have a separate mail ID for US server. So using a US server account, you can just do all the account related activities of your US clients. So let me consider about your business and where you have mentioned online Tally auditor version here. So here in Zoho Books, you no need to create any Zoho Books account itself. You don't need to buy anything. If the Zoho user is having account, right, he can invite you as an accountant into the Zoho Books. From no cost plan itself, we will have the feature. In a no cost plan, they can add 2 users. One user can be the business owner and the second user need to be an accountant. So from no cost plan itself, 2 users are available. So no one need to purchase the license. If it is required, the features are required, then based on the feature, they need to choose the subscription. So I hope this point clears your answer. And how can Zoho be used effectively for accounting of stock trading transactions and F&O transactions? So let us have a complete overview of the Zoho books. Then we will discuss about the stock trading transactions and F&O transactions. So I hope so far now your questions are clear. And is there any other questions is not yet answered? Yes, no. So please explain how journal entry created based on invoice. Yes. So for this question, it's very simple. So while creating an item, we'll be mapping which account the sales entry sales information is related to it, and purchase information will be related to it. Whenever we create a bill, obviously it is a purchase information, and all the entries will be created from accounts payable to your cost of goods sold. And the same way, for any sales is made, this cost of goods sold is involved and sales account is getting involved and accounts receivable gets involved. So here I show you one entry which we have created. So for this invoice, journal entry is already posted. You could see accounts receivable which is debited and GST, CGST which is mapped to the concerned account, and the sales, what is the amount, and inventory asset and cost of goods sold. So this is how the journal entries will get posted, and we don't need to worry about any journal entries. Automatically it will get posted. And for all the ledgers, we can have a entries here. So when I just go and search for cost of goods sold, we'll be having the transaction which we have created. So inventory valuation for the invoice, which is debit of 1 lakh rupees. So I hope this one is clear. So this is how the entries will get posted. So I hope no questions are unanswered now. So all the questions are answered. Yes, great. Now we created an invoice, right? So if there is any sales returns is happening, or now suddenly the customer is paying, they can record the payment option here itself available. So they can click on record payment. What is the amount here? They can record it and they can just proceed. And here in payment mode or payment deposited to, they can just change it. Based on that, entries will be posted here. When they click on record payment, you could see the status will get updated automatically. So with this, the business owners can see how many unpaid invoices, how many overdue invoices they can easily see. In case of returns happen for any sales return, the sales they can create a credit note of this. And if there is any delivery challan needs to be created, delivery challan module is separately available. And e-way bills, whenever we create e-way bills for any invoices or any products which is in a transit or which is about to transit, e-way bills will be created available here in the e-way bills module. So let me show you how e-way bills will get created in the Zoho books. So I'll just create one more invoice here. So I would like to show you how the invoice will gets converted into e-invoice and also how it will just get converted into e-way bill. So there is a prerequisites are there. So whenever we want to raise an e-invoice, we need to head to IRN portal where we need to create a username and password for this particular Zoho Books account. Then we have to register the Zoho Books as a GSP in IRN portal, and we need to come back in settings. In settings, we will be having two different settings here. Once after enabling the taxes, we have e-invoice and e-way bills. In e-invoicing, we just need to configure it. And the same way, e-way bills, if you would like to have, then that also you need to configure. Once after the configuration is done, right? Whenever we clone the transaction, like I'll just show you by simply cloning. Whenever you create a transaction, you'll be having a two option here. Either it is a save as draft or save and send. But once after e-invoicing is enabled, you won't be able to share e-invoice directly to your customer without registering it as a or without converting it as an e-invoice. You have to convert this as an e-invoice first, then only you'll be able to proceed to the next one. So as part of this, I'll just convert this as a draft. So I'll just save it as draft here for an example. And then here you will be able to see it is in a draft state, right? Which means document is not shared with the customer. So product is not shared with the customer. Payment is not yet collected. It is a draft document. It is just created now. Now we have to push it to the IRN portal. So you could see e-invoice status is yet to be pushed. When I click on push to IRP, either we need to push only invoice details or push both invoice and e-way bill details. We can just decide over. So I'll just click on push invoice details here. Here we pushed it and your e-invoice is ready for you. When you just scroll down, in the previous invoice, you won't be able to see the QR code and IRN number. It is just generated within a fraction of a second through GSP, right? And now, the same, if you want to convert this into an e-way bill, you can add e-way bill details here. Upon either you want to click add e-way bill detail or you want to associate it with the existing e-way bill number. So I'm just proceeding with the creation of new e-way bill. I'll just scroll down, and here the invoice details are available at the first part. In the second part, either it is a transporter or our own transport. We need to mention it. So let me mention it as ABC1234 as my vehicle name for an example. When I click on save and generate, your e-way bill will get generated in a fraction of a second. And when you want to print it or download it, you can just download it as a PDF or print also you can do it. When you want to extend your validity, extend validity will be available here. Fetch from portal also show available here. If you want to cancel e-way bill portal also available here. So this is how creation of your sales transactions will work. So I hope this one is clear so far now. Now let us move to the purchase transactions. So I would like to highlight these things. So that is why I'm just doing it. See, the purchase transaction is or vice versa for your sales transaction. Here we'll be creating a say purchase order for all the vendors. Will be sharing it once after seeing the transactions. Here obviously we can create a bills, right? So the same way it is a two-way transaction. Just we need to select the vendor name and what is the item we are looking for from the particular vendor. By selecting this, when I click on save and send, fraction of a second it will be shared to your vendor's mail. Once after receiving, like once after it is issued, right, you can just see the purchase order status is issued. Now if you would like to convert it to a bill will get created here. So I'll just enter a rough bill number and I'll just click on save. So based on this, journal entries will get posted. So here accounts payable and it is a inventory asset. Now up to this we have done it, right? If you want to automate all these transactions, whatever we have done so far, you have recurring bills and you have recurring invoices. There may be a customer, he may purchase the same item every time repeatedly, maybe daily basis or weekly basis or monthly basis. We can create a recurring invoice here by just clicking a recurring invoice. Like it is similar to creation of your invoice. Additionally, we'll be selecting what is the frequency. So either it is a year or it is 3 months or it is 2 months. So upon selecting it, what is the start date or what is the end date? Maybe if you like to have a days, you can just select a custom. How many days once you want to repeat this? The frequency you can set and create your invoice and share it. So automatically Zoho Books will share the invoice to the customer. So this also you can restrict it. We have 3 options here. Either you want to create your transaction in invoice alone. Okay. So in recurring invoices, you would like to create invoice as a draft or create and send invoices or create and charge. What is the first one is it will create a transaction and it will save it as a draft. Upon verification, you may send it. Once after the status is sent, your journal entries will be posted. But the second one, if we are sure it is going to be annual maintenance charge and it is going to be subscription charge, we can just share the invoice to the customer and we can wait for the payment. If we want to update it, then we can create the transaction and charge it from the customer, which means whenever the customer is using a credit card, we can charge the customer. Automatically, the amount will get debited from your customer's account and then invoices will be shared to the customer, either it is a paid invoice or not. After failure of the payment, what it needs to do, we can customize it as well. So everything is in our hand. We can take a control of the Zoho Books and we can automate everything based on the business preference, how we need to do everything based on the businesses. Now, additionally, we have one more module, which is the expense module. So the expense module where whenever any cash in and transaction has happened, just we can head to the expense module. What is the expense which we have just done? So it is for materials 1500. What is the paid through account? We can just select it and we can save. That's it. Expenses got created, right? But the same expense, if we want to charge it from the customer, it is more even simpler here. Have just purchased 1500 rupees product from the customer for the customer. And I just need to get the reimbursement from the customer in the sense then we can scroll down. We can associate who is the customer name here. Let me select it as Gopinath. And this is it a chargeable or not chargeable service? If it is chargeable, we can mark it as billable. If it is not chargeable, we can just leave it as it is. Since it is chargeable, we can just make it as billable, and the project, if it is there, we can just add it, or if there is any markup we want to decide on this, we can mark it up here. So 10% markup we have done. So I just click on save. And if we want to convert this into an invoice, so for this customer, it is a bill of supply. So I'll just convert this into a bill of supply, where you can see materials purchased 1 and it is 1,650. So this is how your transactions automatically gets created after creating your expenses. And you can update your SAC code and you can proceed it. So I hope till this it is clear. So any questions in the transaction creation level, I'll be happy to assist you in this. If not, I can just show you how the reports are available right now in few minutes. Yes, I take it as no questions are there. Yes, we have some questions. Till this. How are partially paid invoice recorded? Or invoice paid in installments? Yes, instead of recording any invoice completely, we can record it partially. So here I'll show you. So I just a minute. So I'll just delete the payment. So we just need to click on record payment. So instead of 1,26,000, the customer has paid only 1 lakh rupees. We can record the payment. That's it. The status is partially paid. Again, we just need to record the payment. How many times we would like to record the payment, we can record it. So it is based on the business owner's preference. Till the last 1 rupee gets paid, Zoho Books will consider this invoice as a partially paid. And every time you will be able to see what is the payment made here. So payment made is 20,000 and yet to pay is around 1,06,000. So I hope it is clear, Nilesh, there for you. Does Zoho have ready-made templates for specific industries like hotel, lodging, boarding, superstore, restaurant, medical center, practitioner, consultant, and hospital? Yes, we do have 21 plus reports for the invoices module. So here I'll show you in I'll consider it as question. So in customization, we do have PDF templates for each and every module. You can have a PDF templates. Upon just clicking new, we do have 21 templates. You can just choose which template is preferable is for you. So we will be able to see the retail businesses are available here. So similarly, you can select your invoices models, then you can just proceed. So I hope the questions are clear with this now. Let me go ahead with the reports module for the day. So the remaining things we'll just discuss it on later on. So in reports, we have 70 plus business reports. And each of them are categorized based on its category. So here we have business overview reports. We have 10 business overview reports. So for profit and loss, we have separate report. As per the schedule 3, we have separate report. In the reports module, you have so many options available for you. Like how you want to view the report in this profit and loss schedule 3, either it is a simplified view or detailed view. So if it is detailed view, it will just expand all the sub ledgers here. When it is a profit and loss, you may be able to select the date range here. And here a report basis is available. Either is it a cash or accrual basis. And also, like I'll just run this report for this year. You could see profit and loss is running for this particular year. So as per the financial year, it is 1st April to 31st March. And if you want to run the report for last 10 days, then you can just choose on custom. So you can select from the date 1 to 10. And when you click on done and when you click on run the report will start running from 1 to April, 10 to April. So this is how it will work. And the next one, here you can customize your report. You can compare it based on the previous entries. Maybe like I'll run the report for this month and I'll run the report. Here we can just compare it for last 15 months. Even 23 months also we can just compare. The maximum number is 35. So let me compare it with the last 5 months. So this month, this particular report is running, right? When I click on apply, you could see September 25, August 25, July 25, June 25, May and April 25. The last 5 months, it is comparing with this particular. And if we was to compare it with the previous years of the same month, which is September month, right? We can just select it as a previous years and 5 years. So here you could see September of 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. All the months is just getting in the comparison. And now, if you wish to customize your report, you can use this customize report columns. This customized report columns will helpful for you to customize the entries which is available here. Maybe right now in the profit and loss report, everything is in your horizontal transactions, right? So all these are available here. Now, maybe I'll just show the other report. I'll just open invoice details. So here I do have only few transactions in this, right, to show. Yes. So it is a partial pay and invoice date is there, due date is there, invoice number, order number, customer name. Maybe if I wish to have additional details like what is the total, if it is a foreign customer is involved, FCY is a foreign currency, BCY is a base currency. And what are all the credits is applied, payment amount for the particular invoices, right? We can just have a complete idea. So what are all the columns you require, what are all the columns which is not required? Maybe if you want to see the customer name and then status and invoice number, you can just click on, like it is a drag and drop option. We can just click on apply. So you could see the data is just converted as per our name. If we have a multiple transaction, see, I'll just move on to the other account. Maybe you can consider this is one client's business and you just need to shift to the other client's business where you want to verify all the entries which is posted. So I can just click on the organization name and whatever the account you wanted to just select, you can just select the account name. You'll be landed to the particular organization. So here I may have certain transactions to show you all. So here I'll just open any one account, which is receivable transactions, invoice details. Here we have a lot of transaction and I've just grouped it already. If we want to group it by customer name, we can click on group by and I can just select on customer name. So all the group by options will be available here. So customer wise, what are all the invoices which has got created, we'll be able to see. And still, if you want to add any columns, you can just add it. Maybe consider you have just customized so many things here. You want to save it as a custom report for you. We have customize a report option available in the top. So when you click on this, you can click save as a custom report. In this, you can just check what are all the date range need to be available in the particular custom report, which you want to generate in the future. Report by, it is an invoice date or group by, and also what are the columns it needs to be included. So many things which we have already done it, right? Third and fourth is what are what. How your report layout need to be there. Either it needs to be A4 size or letter, or it is a portrait or landscape. How we need to run the report, we can just run it. And the report reference, you just need to name the report. Maybe I'll just make it as report 1. And to whom it needs to be visible. Is it only created for me? Or it needs to show to everyone in my organization? Or else it is only selected to roles or responsibilities. So it is based on your preference. You can customize the report and you can save the custom report also. So once after saving your custom report, the custom reports will be available in your report center. So I'll just show you. Here your custom reports are available. Whatever the reports which is created by you, which will be available here, shared reports will be available here, which means some member in your organization is already created this report and which is available in this, and he shared it to you. And those reports which is created by other users, since if you are admin, you can also see it here. So the customized reports will be available in this. So this is how the reports will get generated and will get available in your custom reports. If you wish to save any reports as a favorite, you can just see the reports in favorite also. And the next one is what? You can schedule your report to your clients. Maybe your client may ask every week or every month kind of share profit and loss. So after all the entries are made, you can just share the report every time, or else instead you can just fix one time. So at this particular time, it need to automatically share a mail to the customer. So when I just click on the schedule report, the option is available in between customize and share, the time clock symbol. When you click on this, you can set the frequency, either it is free, weekly, monthly, or quarterly, or even yearly also you can schedule them. So when it need to start and to which email recipients it need to start. So everything you can just mention it and you can save. So you can see either the status is active or not active. If it is inactive, you can just mark it as active, then you can see. If it is inactive, you can, if you just want to stop it, right, anytime you can just mark it as inactive and you can save. So this is how your reports will be available. So I hope things are clear with the reports. And what are the other reports we do have? I'll just show you quickly. So in this, we have business overview reports, sales reports, inventory report, which is up to Zoho books. And even if we connect with a Zoho inventory reports also will be available here. And we do have the tax reports. We have if anybody wants to file their GST from the Zoho books, a separate module is available for them. They can just start filing their taxes. But if anybody wants to file it on their own in the portal, or if we want to verify the data, what are all the reports which is available, right? They can just drill down their data which is available in taxes. So the tax summary is available, and the GST outward and supplies, inward supplies, IFF report, and also TCS summary. Related to taxes, what are all the reports which you wanted to see? Everything is available in the taxes report here. And the banking reconciliation status, you could just see it. So banking also, I'll be trying to cover it up in the future sessions. And now the projects and timesheets. So if we have created working under the projects basis, so the projects will be available and all the reports will get available. Now for the accountant, we have accountant reports separately. What are all the account transactions which is created and account type summary? A daybook report, you can just generate it. And also we can have a general ledger here, a detailed ledger also, which is available in this. And most importantly, a trial balance report. So these are all the customized one. If you want to see the opening balance and closing balance, you have to add it. Like if it may be previously available is what? Debit and credit. So when I just apply it here, only this is what available in the sense, you don't need to worry about it. We can just compare it, right? So I'll just run this report for this year. And I just want to have a opening balance and closing balance here. So I can just add it simply here. So I need to have opening balance and closing balance. So where I need to have opening balance also, I can decide it and I can click on apply. So here, opening balance, what is the debit and what is the credit and what is the closing balance? Everything just available for us in this reports. And with this, we have activity report, which is a specialized in Zoho books. The first one is what? We need to have an activity logs and audit trail. So it is nothing but like whatever we do, everything will just get recorded, which we won't be able to turn it off at any point of time. So activity logs is available here. And whatever we created and who created it, we can just see it here. And even if we want to see audit trail for this, we can compare the versions of any transaction. You can see 9 versions are there for this. Now, when you click on compare, you can just select any 2 versions here and you can click on compare. So what has changed here, you'll be able to see. So it is previously drafted, it is accepted. And with this 2 different modules or 2 different entries, you can just have a complete comparison. When you click on compare, it will just show. So I hope it is clear. So any questions with this reports module? So I'm open to questions now. So we do have 10 more minutes for this session to end up. So you can post your questions in the questions and answer tab so that none of the questions will go unanswered. So for the remaining modules, we'll just try to cover it up in the. So any questions, all dear participants?
Gopinath ji, have you seen questions in the question box?
Yes, I've answered to all the questions.
You've taken up all?
Yes. I've just answered it. No, I have not typed it, but I have answered all the questions.
Okay. And even that chat also you have seen?
Yes. One question was there. It is also that answer.
Okay. Fair. So you're done with or it is still there?
Yes, for the day I have completed.
Okay.
Anything will be
Okay. So I hope members don't have any other additional question, and we, place on record the sincere thanks to Gopinath ji for the wonderful session which is taken today on the Zoho books in general, and see you all again tomorrow. Tomorrow we can resume with the different topics under the same domain of Zoho books. So Gopinath ji, we place on record a sincere thanks to you for your valuable time
Thank you.
on this Tech Edge series. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Have a nice day.